यूवी की क्रिकेट डायरी only on Radio City.
My name is Yuvi and it is such an honor that on my left is one of the fastest bowlers that we've ever seen. Brett, thank you so much for joining us.
Hello, Yuvi. I'm actually intrigued that it's called Yuvi's Cricket Diary and your name's Yuvi. That's a good start.
All right. So what are the fond memories now that you picked up the word with Yuvi? Do you have memories with Yuvi if you remember?
I've got some good memories with Yuvi, playing with Yuvraj Singh, of course, up for Kings 11.
Yep.
Yuvraj Singh smacking the ball and hitting me in the eye in 2011 World Cup. But a terrific fella, good guy.
Brett, all of us know that you're pretty familiar with the language Hindi and Bollywood.
Thoda thoda.
Thoda thoda. But because you played for Punjab, did you pick up the Punjabi language, the lingo?
Well, up in the Punjabi community, there's a lot of Sunni Kudis.
Sorry?
Sunni Kudis.
Sony Kuris?
Yeah. Some of the boys taught me. No, but just, I think it was more to learn a bit of Hindi, just to be polite and to fit in and have some fun with it.
And you picked up the language soon, or you had to work hard on that?
No, I haven't picked it up. I've picked up a few words, but it's more so, you learn the key words, like thank you and hello and all that. So.
तो अगर हम हिंदी में बात करें तो आप समझ जाओगे पूरा?
भैया आराम से हाँ थोड़ा थोड़ा
सिर्फ
थोड़ा हिंदी
मतलब पूरा इंटरव्यू हम बातचीत नहीं कर सकते हिंदी में?
Well, you know what? आपसे मिलके खुशी हुई.
आपसे मिलके खुशी.
It is nice to meet him. He's a good man.
Super. Brett, what a fantastic career, but now for the Legends League here.
Yep.
What does the word legend? Is that a word of responsibility or to carry on the legacy when you come in a tournament like this? Or is just fun catching up with mates as well?
When I told my friends back at home I was playing in the Legends League, I said I used the word very loosely, legends. But look, it's fun. It is an honour to be over here to play in the Legends League tournament. You know, the Masters, I think it's a fantastic tournament. One, because we're showcasing, the great game that we all love, cricket, in an environment where we believe we're going to showcase the talent of cricket to the local community. You know, Qatar's a beautiful place and a wonderful place to visit, but to showcase our talent and have some fun doing it, and then to play against all these legends of the game. You know, like heroes I've played against. Guys I've enjoyed getting at, guys that have enjoyed, hit me for six. It's all part of the game.
Hit me for six. What was the last time, Brett, you remember you bowled 4 overs on a trot?
Last October.
Last October. So that's
Yeah.
fair about 5-6 months.
Yeah, it was the last tournament here, the one where we played in the franchise place. Yeah, Legends
And since
League.
then you've not bowled 4 overs?
Oh no, I've been at home. I played backyard cricket with my son, and prior to coming over here, I had a couple of games, not games, but I had a couple of training sessions.
See, whenever the word Brett Lee comes to a head, first thing is speed. Do you
Really?
still clock it?
There's no speed gun here, thank God. You beauty.
Do you remember the last time you actually looked forward to clicking a certain number of speed?
Now look, I think back, in all honesty, I think back to 2015, which was my last Big Bash match as a professional cricketer. I guess if you talk about professional cricket, even though this is professional cricket, but it's a different league.
No.
I wanted to achieve 150 Ks. So that would have been my last game, which would have meant I would have clocked off for 20 years, bowling over 150 Ks for 20 years. So to me, that was a big milestone and one that I wanted to achieve, and was lucky to do it.
Back to the league here. Anyone specific you've met after a long time? All the old mates?
No, just good to catch up with, obviously with Budgie and, Suresh Raina, they're just quality players. Robbie Uttapai, he's on fire last night.
Yep.
He's such a good player. Just quality. Shoaib Akhtar, of course. Shabby's a good mate of mine, and just players that you've played your whole career against. And when it's Australia versus India, Australia versus Pakistan, the sort of tensions there. You're playing for your country, but in this environment, it's fun. But even last night, it was still, a lot of fun and challenging. And of course, you're coming here to win, but you also want to have some fun because it is a Masters league. So
when you and Shoaib have a word together, do you discuss about the new crop of cricketers who are clocking 145 and 150 and one?
Yes, we do. We always talk about the next generation of young cricketers coming through. We were speaking only this morning at breakfast about how I think batting has gone that way over the last 15, 20 years. You know, batsmen are getting stronger in terms of being able to hit the ball further. I think the technology with the bats have got better, whereas the pace over the last 20 years has gone down the other way. So we're not seeing guys bowl 155 now, 160, not even close to 160. You know, we're seeing the odd 150k, but normally most bowlers are between the 135 to 140k bracket now. So I want to see that pace come back. I've got a few ideas why it's not working, but I want to see that pace come back.
And have you able to jot down what is the reason that the bowlers these days
I
are
think
not
it's training. I think it's the train that the bowlers are receiving. For example, you get a young Indian fast bowler come into the ranks, or a young Australian fast bowler, and what they say first and foremost is bulk up, get strong, get tough. They get them in the gym, and they get them slow. It gets them more prone to being injured if they're doing the wrong training. You know, I've got nothing against the gym, but I think if you do lean muscle mass, you know, you don't have to have big muscles to bowl fast. You have to be a good runner, you have to be a good sprinter. So I think their training methods have changed. So I think there's a lot of emphasis now on strength and conditioning with the bowlers, which isn't helping them.
Brett, I'll take you back about 15 to 20 years back. Do you have any fond memories of the first time getting into the Aussie dressing room?
Yeah, I do. Back in 1999, my first test against India, and been waiting for that moment my whole career. You know, my whole life had been destined to walk in that dressing room and to be amongst that team with the baggy green cap on. So it was surreal to actually think about what I was going through.
Who was your first friend in the team?
Well, I'd known most of the boys from New South Wales, and met a few of the guys and played against most of them. But yeah, like I think when you become a baggy green member, you have that instant friendship.
Yep.
And it's the same as that when you become an IPL player, you walk in, you might be meeting the person for the first time properly face to face,
right?
But you become an instant friend because you both share the same love and the passion, and you're both playing for the franchise, the team, or your country.
You've done a fair bit with Bollywood as well. Any plans to come back and do a film for us in Bollywood?
I'd love to play a villain.
Really? Who's the villain that you've recently for?
Get the old, the sunnies on, and maybe with like a Amitabh Bachchan or something. I don't know. I'm taking the Mickey. Be good fun. Yeah. Like, you get offers all the time to come and do stuff with Bollywood, but I'm so busy, mate. I've got things that I'm too busy.
What keeps you busy apart from cricket or the coaching?
I've got a couple of other business opportunities which I'm doing. So, yeah, juggling all them, commentary or broadcasting, and then most importantly, family life. 3 beautiful children, lovely wife, and life's good.
Final 2-3 questions, Brett. If there is going to be one record that you can keep with you forever, what's that record? Are you a man who follows the records?
Not really. No, I'm not really into stats. For me, it wasn't about how many wickets I've taken or which person got out the most. For me, it was longevity. So that 20 years of 150Ks plus is something that I cherish because it proves that I did the right training. I looked after myself, I looked after my body, and I was able to withstand the pressures of playing both mentally and like sort of physically for that 20 years, which is quite hard.
Any batsman who gave you a
Sachin.
night, a sleepless night?
Sachin.
Always? Was there one instance?
He's a legend. Sachin's a legend. Good friend of mine. But every time I get the chance to play against Sachin Tendulkar, it's always like, here we go again, Probably another 100 coming.
Right?
Yeah.
Probably another 100 coming.
Yeah, I was hoping to get him out, and I was very lucky to get him out on a few occasions, and it was fun.
As a fast bowler, what hurts you most? A straight elbow 6 off the shoulder, or a nice cover drive? What hurts more?
Well, a cover drive is probably, you expect the batsman to play a cover drive because you try to pitch the ball up to try and nick him off. I think what hurts the ego more is that when you bowl a bounce and they hook you for 6 because they've actually taken you on.
Right. Super.
Hi everyone, this is Brett Lee, and this was Yuvi's Cricket Diary.
All right.
UV Cricket Diary, only on Radio City.